18th, 2025. This is Information Security Now. Information Security Now is a live stream podcast about technology, information security, cybersecurity, hacking, current events in those spaces. So we will begin. It's brought to you by Zayuk. Zayuk is a digital twin smart infrastructure company, and we provide tools and financial management software for infrastructure-based entities, or really any decentralized asset organization. Decentralized, it's a decentralized autonomous organization. So we recently began in sports, but we also have real estate, and we also do government infrastructure as well as public utilities infrastructure such as energy. Okay. In one of our previous episodes, we spoke about hacks across North America and both Canada and the US, highly visible airport infrastructure across 4 US airports and 2 Canadian airports that streamed anti-Trump pro-Hamas messages. Okay. We also spoke about F5 supply chain, which endangered more than 600,000 internet-connected devices. The device vendor has patched several vulnerabilities that hackers discovered after breaching its network. Big IP software sitting unpatched on the internet one day. Company revealed that nation-state actors had accessed its network. More than 130,000 F5 devices on the internet. Japan, China also accounting for more than 10,000 devices each. Half of them are in the US, according to Shadow Server Foundation. F5 believes they've kicked the hackers out of the network and are working with government and private sector cybersecurity experts. CISA ordered federal agencies to patch their affected F5 products and disconnect device management interfaces from the internet. Potentially grants threat actors the capacity to exploit vulnerabilities for which no public patch currently exists. We have seen a nation-state interest in exploiting vulnerabilities in edge devices, recognizing their strategic position in global networks. Incidents like these remind us that strengthening collective resilience requires not only hardening technology, but also collaboration. Give me one moment. All right, we'll continue. Their stock sunk 10% after disclosing. CyberHack launches new podcast with story of hacking group Evil Corp. That's interesting. It's a 6-part BBC World Service series. I'm not going to get into it. LastPass confirms hack threat. Warns do not change master password. Let's get into that. Warning to users after a hacking campaign using email stating the precise opposite. Urging users to download a malicious update in order to steal master passwords. LastPass did not get hacked, but there was, it looks like, a phishing campaign based on the emails. Don't change your LastPass master password. So we spoke about that as well. Oh, this is an interesting article that I'm kind of curious about. By Wired. Fortunately, I can't read it. All right, we'll move on. Investigation into former National Security Advisor, handling of classified material. From admission made to FBI in July 2021, hackers believed to be from Iran had breached his private AOL email account. Tried to extort him with classified information. Redacted search warrant affidavit. Bolton found himself in the position of being extorted after regularly sending what prosecutors say was top secret information to his family. An encrypted chat. Indictment includes a number of interesting details. Diary. Detailed handwritten notes. Secure locations. Transcribe them onto computer. Might mention information, including information relating to national defense, classified at TSSCI level. 2 people related to Bolton. In 2018, 15-page document. Interrogation by law enforcement. July 2021, someone hacked into Bolton's email and obtained the correspondence he'd sent his wife and daughter, and then tried to extort him. That's really interesting. And just to go back, this is why, I mean, there's 2 sides of that email, so you're not going to be able to likely destroy the other part. But at least if someone hacks into your system, there won't be traceable evidence. So, and this goes to destroying your old resources that you don't need. I mean, maybe there was a decision to maintain that information, but at the end of the day, that stuff doesn't really help. Nothing to indict, nothing in the indictment to indicate why they attribute it to Iran or the Islamic Republic. Sent large attachments ranging from 20 to 25 pages. Began compiling notes after being fired. Submitted the book to National Security Council. Notes. Bolton removed the material from the book before it was published 6 months later. Wow. A year later, it agreed to dismiss the civil suit on condition Bolton signed an agreement to hand the government any material in his possession. Signed the settlement. On July 6th, a Bolton representative sent an email to the FBI revealing Bolton's email had been hacked. Someone had gotten into personal email. Wow, that's unfortunate. Representative sent the hacker message on July 28th. Wow. Extortion. This is crazy. Hacker had possession of classified portions of Bolton's book that he had removed from it before publication. Does not indicate if hacker possessed documents containing classified information. And this is from 0 Day. Following year, FBI launched a formal investigation into the hack. The investigation progressed slowly. And I think, this is really about information security now, but a lot of reason we see government and police and government bodies is because there's a lot of malicious activity, and when there's malicious activity, there's the government that helps defend the layperson or the citizen. And without government, people would run rampant. And so even though this is a technology first podcast, it comes with a lot of real world items, whether this is government, federal government, political, all the above. And even the last item we spoke about, which was a hack on the F5 networks or the hack on the airports that were politically based. Nintendo downplays hack, claiming event no PII development or business info leaked. Hackers did not take any development or business info when they accessed its systems. Sankei Shimbun. Nintendo downplayed the intrusion. Purely limited to data on its website. And again, different levels of security. I've spoken about this where you might not have all the security in place for something that is like that, a public facing area, but it really doesn't matter. It's kind of to some degree purposeful in the sense of, seems like it based off of if it's all public data website that maybe they have a exposed bucket for their public facing website or something of that nature. Breach was resulting in a leak of employment data in August 2024, so no. Also included alleged codenames for the Switch 2, the next generation of Pokemon games. All right. More than 14,000 WordPress sites hacked, used to spread malware. WordPress is one of the most popular content management systems on the internet. 43% of all websites run on WordPress. Latest attack on WordPress sites by a new threat actor. Google Threat Intelligence Group, UNC5142, successfully hacking into WordPress sites and using a brand new technique to spread malware across the web. Vulnerable sites using flawed WordPress themes, plugins, or databases. Infected with a ClearShort multi-stage JavaScript downloader that distributes the malware. The threat group would then deploy a new technique dubbing ether hiding, which is enabled by ClearShort. Google describes ether hiding as a technique used to obscure malicious code or data by placing it on blockchains such as BNB Smart Chain. to spread malicious code is unique and makes stopping the spread of malware all the more difficult. That's crazy. Ether hiding, that's crazy. Enabled by ClearShort, multi-stage JavaScript downloader that distributes the malware. The smart contract containing the code on the blockchain would then call up a ClearShort landing page, often hosted on Cloudflare dev page that utilizes click-fix social engineering tactic. Running malicious commands on their computer via Windows Run Digital or Mac's terminal app. Suddenly stopped activity in July 2025. Wow, that's crazy. So this one YouTuber, Matt Brown, hacked a banned security camera. Major U.S. online retailer removes listing for millions of prohibited Chinese electronics. Powering the camera through PoE, power of Ethernet. Monitoring network with Wireshark. Data comes from DNS, devaccess.easy4ipcloud.com, which is Whois reports. Chinese-owned company. Covers some of TLS and how it works. Man on the middle. IP tables. Reverse engineering the custom UDP protocol used for transmitting video data. Vibe-coded Python program along the FFmpeg manages to reconstruct a few frames of video taken from the UDP pocket capture. The real problem is that the auto-update facilities for the device firmware, which means that in the future malicious software could be uploaded by the manufacturer in the form of firmware update. And that makes sense. That if you have an active backdoor in your, or maybe not even purposefully engineered backdoor, but just a vulnerability that you can create a malware for fairly easily, and you know where that vulnerability is, so you just like create it, boom, can exploit it when you need to. From multiple companies, Huawei, Hangzhou, Ikvision, ZTE, and Dahua Technology issued new national security notice from FCC, prohibited items including video surveillance equipment. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Prevent unapproved Chinese electronics from getting to the U.S. market. Will vote on October 28th to prohibit authorization of devices containing component parts that are on the covered list and authorize the agency to prohibit the sale of previously authorized covered lists. All right. Wow. Well, thank you, everyone. That's going to be it for today. Hopefully you all are enjoying your Saturday and taking care and